we were dating for about a week and a half. He's like, here's a passcode to my phone. You can look through it whenever you want, right? And so then I was like, okay, you can look through my phone whenever you want. And so I would go and I went and took a shower, and he'd look through my phone and then found shit. And I was like, what? You weren't supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And then I got upset. I was like, why did you do like? And then I wanted to look through his phone. Then I looked through his phone. Then I found out he had another kid that he didn't tell me about.
Yeah. No. See, I've looked through a girlfriend's phone, and it was not good.
It's never good. You never want to look through anyone's phone. That's
because you don't know the context behind a lot of stuff. Like, they may be entertaining. Somebody's texting them, and they're just like on the toilet sexting them just for entertainment purposes, but they don't have feelings for that person.
Right.
But you don't know that.
Yeah, but it's like,
when you look,
like
that, if you want to find out, my recommendation is you just go right to the diary.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the #1 sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good, the bad, and Kevin.
Yes, sir. I'm back again.
The shocking stories of sugar dating.
The ugly side and the sweet side.
Welcome back, Kevin.
Thank you.
Always glad to have you in the house. You've missed a few episodes.
Well, I'm glad to be back and to accumulate some dating stories.
You've got some dating stories accumulated?
Well, no, I just had to keep up with you. I feel like you've been putting me to shame.
I haven't really gone out. I've got a girl.
I know. That's why I'm stepping
I've been
it up.
busy.
Got to show you up.
Yeah. And we also have Lilly joining us today. Good morning. How are you?
Just peachy.
Lilly has stories. We're going to get into those. Mm-hmm. And with food in her face, hi, Kimmy.
Hey.
Teenage daughter.
Chewing sounds are great for the podcast. So Lilly is our mother, our homemaker.
I'm the mother hen.
Mother hen, that's where I was going. And she actually, so Lilly was at my house, and I jump in the shower real quick because I've been working all morning and I have the podcast to do. And so I cleaned up, and she calls me. She goes, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "I'm just getting out of the shower." "Oh, you're here? Okay, I'll heat up some dinner for you and have some lunch before you leave." I'm like, that is fantastic.
That's a good woman right there.
Oh, she sure is.
And so she brought Kimmy some pasta.
My leftovers from my 2-month anniversary dinner last night.
I can't believe
So you've been with your guy. Now he is a sugar daddy. You cannot deny that.
I mean, he would deny.
He just wrote you a check for $20,000.
Get out of here.
Allegedly.
Handed you a check.
Allegedly. I'm pretty sure it's pretty legend.
It's undocumented income. That's not
And
real.
he says, go put it towards your mortgage.
Yeah.
That's a sugar daddy.
Okay. Well,
Very, very generous fiance.
that's a man right
And you
there.
know what he wrote in the memo section for what it was for?
No.
Lilly?
Loan.
Well, I was just joking. And
Sex.
Omelet.
I said, "What are you going to put in the memo? Sexual favors?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he wrote that.
Oh, my God.
So
oh my God, the teller's going to freak
she
out.
takes this $20,000 check to the bank, and it says for
Oh, my
sexual
God. That's
favors.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
He is so funny. I love my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You should never divorce him.
But that might get the eye of the bank.
Yeah,
they
you
may turn this over to the local authorities and go, I think we have a problem here.
Well, it
Money
might
laundering.
It might actually be. It is taxable income because it's over 10,000, so it's going to be reported to IRS
As a gift. They don't know.
Yeah,
No,
they do.
No.
They literally fill out a form.
I've deposited checks of hundreds of thousands of
You're
dollars.
just lucky that the
they have never
IRS haven't
asked
come for
anything.
you.
Yeah, but-
you probably shouldn't admit that on the podcast. That's alleged. But now that's allegedly.
No, like investors, when they help me, we buy real estate together.
I think that's different.
Yeah, but
On your 1120 form in your IRS, you write down all that stuff.
Yeah.
Here's what I do. For every sugar baby out there on Envy, Venmo, or Cash App or whatever, I just put loan. They get to it, they're like, that's a loan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there
don't
you go.
expect it back. Non-taxable income.
Mm-hmm.
I write something that has something to do with employment always.
Yeah.
Or something
Hence,
that's a write-off.
sexual favors.
Yeah, you should go write a book right now or a song called Sexual Favors. So if they come and question you, you can be like, no, that's my number one song.
Yeah, I sold him rights to my
Your book.
memoir.
Yeah, your memoir, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So new year,
I can't believe it.
new Kevin, or old Kevin.
Yeah, old Kevin. Just it depends on the week.
Yeah. So what's been keeping you busy?
No, I've been so the early December, just a lot of traveling. I've been taking I'm like, okay, gotta step up these dates a little bit. Concerts,
Yeah.
trips, snowboarding.
You have.
Took a girl to Nashville for a week.
Yeah.
You
So
spent a week with somebody?
5 days, weekdays.
How was that for you?
It's a known quantity, so it was easy.
It's a
It
no.
was
Okay.
it was not a new person.
All right, I understand.
And you met her on Seeking?
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of.
Friends
How
are
do you
friends.
sort of?
It's birds of a feather.
Okay.
By the way, Seeking is off my list now. I'm not using Seeking anymore.
Yeah,
Well-
you're trying to find sugar babies in the wild.
Yeah, like you did. How's not to change topic for a second, but
First of all, fucking amazing. Let's talk about that real quick. You remember that guy I was talking about? First of all, I know his assistant is listening to this. He doesn't have time to listen to this. His assistant listens to this podcast, makes notes of the notable things we say, and then gives him notes on it because he'd rather do that than listen to an hour of us talk.
And who's this? I remember.
He's the guy who
Yeah.
look at that face.
hedge fund guy owns
Oh,
$100 million a year.
that's right.
He's awesome. But yeah, I let him know I was celibate. He wanted to go to Vegas. He wanted me to come to the home state of where he's from and stays.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, and I didn't reply. And then he was like, actually, I'm going to be in Vegas in the next few weeks for a day if you want to fly out. And I'm like, yeah, well, I just want to let you know, like, I'm celibate because, I'm like, I hope, I don't know if that changes anything. He goes, okay, so are you going to be available on that day? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, well, what time worked? And then he booked me my flight. He didn't book the flight, assistant did. He asked for my email. She emailed me and she was like, well, his security is going to pick you up from the airport. And then you guys are going to be staying at this 2-bedroom penthouse. We have our own rooms because I'm celibate.
You're selling what?
Celibate.
Oh, sorry.
She's selling
So-
bets.
Selling a bit.
I'm selling zero pussy. So
Just a bit.
And when is this supposed to take place?
Oh man.
Like in the next week?
less than 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks?
So I'm gonna be about to be going to Vegas 2 times within 10 days.
So you and Lilly are headed to Vegas next week.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then, by the way, I'm gonna be there for 12 hours.
The second time?
Yeah,
And you
come
got
in
your
at-
own room?
Overnight.
Yeah, I
Oh.
come in at 8 p.m.
Okay.
and then I leave at 7 a.m.
Why so early?
Well, I chose that early because I'm on a schedule now,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't afford to be gone until 1 p.m., 2 p.m. the next day.
I've seen those girls where I had to take the early flight out of Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I see them in front of me with no luggage, and they're still wearing their dresses from the night out. So they'll land like you did at 8 p.m., stay out all night, and then the 6 a.m., 7 a.m. flight, they just stroll on the plane.
Yeah.
Walk of shame.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot, I think, though.
There you go.
Guess who I took a liking to?
Who?
Andrew Tate.
Oh, you've got a big crush on
Oh,
Andrew
I
Tate.
love Andrew Tate.
Yeah, good luck with
Not
that.
even it's not a crush. Okay, fuck that. Okay, I respect
Are you bailing him out of jail?
I respect him too much to sexualize him.
Yeah.
It's that I agree with nearly everything he has ever said, which is really weird because every time I say that to anybody, they're like, "What's wrong?"
Well,
with
they
you?
think that he's such a sexist, a misogynist. Like,
Every night I listen to him before I go to bed, and I wake up with all these business ideas.
Mm-hmm.
It's like ridiculous. Like I literally, Hannah the other day calls me because she's an hour behind and she also wakes up at 5 a.m. She calls me at 4 a.m. and out of my sleep. And she's like, bro. And I'm like, I just had so many business ideas. She's like, are you even awake? And I'm like, no, in my sleep. I just had this amazing idea. And she's like, what's wrong with you, man? And I'm like, well, I listen to Hustlers University. That's Andrew Tate's like little podcast
okay.
before bed and just leave it running. And
I'm gonna check that out.
oh my God, he's so good.
He definitely is built different.
Yeah.
His mind.
So you talk to
very
God
strong.
and you listen to Andrew Tate.
And I read Jordan Peterson.
Oh, yeah.
I'm your average everyday male scumbag.
So
I took a girl to see Jordan Peterson, too.
What?
Yeah.
Where? Live?
Here.
He came here?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
See, I've been busy.
When the fuck did that happen?
It was a while ago, Bo.
So here's my New Year's
to meet
Eve.
him.
My sugar baby was out of town with her family.
Okay.
And I'm sitting at home and I'm thinking, I need to get dressed and go out and do something.
Yeah.
I was thinking about heading up to the casino. There's always something going on
Yeah.
up there, especially New Year's Eve. And then all of a sudden, I'm in my room and I get a phone call. And Kimmy says, hey, what are you doing? I was like, I don't remember. But she's like, I'm in your house. Just like, And she's got this whole arts and crafts project that this big whiteboard, all this glitter, all this tape and glue. And she's like, we need to make a vision board.
Okay.
For New Year's.
Yeah. Beautiful mind with Kimmy.
Oh, it was awesome.
Actually, it turned out pretty cool. But she had everything. How long did it take you to shop for all that stuff?
Not that long. About like half an hour.
You went to like a local arts and crafts store.
Yeah, like Michael's,
Yeah.
Did you envision penny vodka? Vodka penny sauce, whatever that you're eating there?
No, the only thing on there, everything on there was strictly business oriented.
Yeah.
I had enough fun this year. The fun is over. This is work, Kimmy.
You get down to business, yeah.
We're out of that fun, Kimmy shit.
Totally.
To which end, she's hired a personal assistant.
She is
okay.
Awesome.
Is this why you're on a schedule? Because she put you on one?
Oh, I put her on one now. Because I wake up so early now that I will literally call her and she's like, yeah, hello. Or she'll call me and go back to bed because I make sure every morning she's my second alarm clock. So like if my alarm clock doesn't wake me up, I also get a call from her no matter what. Even if it does wake me up, she'll call me. But she doesn't want to wake up at 5 a.m., right? So she'll literally set an alarm for herself, wake up, call me, make sure I'm up. And then she is the best.
What'd you do when she went out of town for 2 weeks? You were struggling.
I had to schedule myself, I struggled emotionally. Fortunately, because I was still paying her, like she would do stuff for me remotely. Mm-hmm. I think that keeps me on schedule too, because I'm like, well, I'm paying somebody. So like she needs to make me more money, but she can't make me money. I need to be more efficient and make me more money. Right. So for example, this morning I went to the gym at 7 a.m. My trainer didn't show up. So I went to the bathroom and made some videos for OnlyFans.
There you go.
That's the level of efficiency I'm on.
Yeah.
So just to refresh, or just to get our audience caught up, her assistant is Vivian, who was on the show. And the way Vivian even came about, she was an Airbnb guest of mine.
Okay.
Who met Kimmy, because Kimmy just walked right into my house. They become like best friends. Kimmy convinces her to sign up to be a sugar baby. They find out about the podcast. They become guests. Vivian and her friend were guests on the show. And now Vivian is her personal assistant, and she's awesome.
And she is the Energizer Bunny on roids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that is perfect for me.
Yeah.
Weren't you supposed to set me up with one of them?
It was her.
Maybe you could get your assistant put an action item.
I think Kimmy's probably rethinking that.
That's true.
Totally, yeah.
I did say something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve was pretty lonely. I was sitting there by the phone.
It was lonely for me. I mean, I guess it wasn't lonely for me.
No arts, no crafts.
I had fun with Marcus.
Speaking of Vivian, I spent quite a day with her yesterday doing some stuff for Kimmy and just other stuff for myself. And she told me a story about when she stayed at your Airbnb and she got high as fuck and she convinced herself that you were going to try to sex traffic them.
Yeah. Yeah, she had put together all the pieces of the puzzle and was convinced that I had this racket going.
She thought because this man's Wi-Fi password has the word pizza in it. If y'all don't know, look up Pizzagate. It's real because is a rapist, and I said it first. Oh, just kidding. But
pizza's my favorite food. Yeah. So I used it as my password.
Yeah, that sounds like something the would say.
Yeah, now you're gonna get blood from children.
Doomsday thing, and
then my Wi-Fi name is called Doomsday because that is my football and poker nickname, Doomsday.
Yeah, that does add up. Doomsday with Pizzagate.
Oh.
Yeah, and then she was like
figuring out the sign.
She thought that his whole house looked like something that was used in the back of like porn, and so she was like, "Oh, he's sex trafficking." And then she heard him on the phone in his office, and he was saying, "Yeah, I have 2 of them available right now." And so she thought that they were. I
was talking about my trailers I rent, dump trailers.
She thought that it was about the 2 girls that he had staying at the house, right?
One's got a huge back end on it.
Well, and then
pull it right up.
And then I had this gentleman staying in the other room who was a welder or something from Alaska.
Dude, how lucky is
he? And she thought that he was there to transport her.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's
across the border
over to Alaska.
I don't know. It was a really weird story that she finally admitted.
No, see, after that, I was like, yeah, I need you in my life. You are the one for me, because if you don't know, I'm typically very relaxed. Although recently I've been more paranoid. Set up cameras. Oh my God. Speaking of cameras.
Uh-oh.
What?
I set up a Ring camera in front of my door, right? And I don't know if I said this last time, but
Now you live in an apartment complex.
I do live in an apartment complex, and you know, if you guys have been listening to podcasts, you know that there's somebody I nickname my husband who I should change the nickname because I absolutely don't.
He's your ex-husband.
My ex-husband. My ex-husband.
Do you hate him?
I don't hate anybody.
She just lost the love and
then call him your husband. Then that's real.
Then call him your husband. That's real.
If you don't love him anymore,
no, that's actually even more realistic, huh?
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're right.
I can't. Well, anyway, so for Christmas, I dropped some stuff off behind the door for him because I texted him. I was like, what are you doing later? And at the time we were like, it was kind of like this, like, you know, I could go over there whenever I wanted. We were in the same complex, some like booty call shit, right? So then
booty call.
So he thought that when I was like, what are you doing later? He thought that I wanted to come over and booty call or do something, you know what I mean? And so he got all excited. He's like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'll be home later this time. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, like, I just need to drop off some stuff for you guys. I got some stuff for you guys. And then I said something else. He never replied, ever. 3-4 days later, I'm still waiting for a response to him. He just left me on red, which is very unusual. Even so much that I posted this thing about my brother and he like laughed and said it was, you know, thinking it was funny and all, and still didn't reply to my previous messages. And I'm like, are you fucking, I need to get the shit out of my house, man. And then I was like, you know what? I literally have access to his floor. I'm just going to go up there and just leave it. So I did that. And then 2 days later, I put up my Ring camera that same day. I opened my door and there's a dog bed outside of my door with no note, nothing.
And you don't have a dog.
Well, I get a dog tomorrow. Tonight.
Oh,
my dog comes tonight.
Okay. So somebody knew that your dog was coming.
Yeah. Right. And who had access to my floor. And I'm like, okay, who else could it have been? I know I sound all friendly and nice, and I am, but you know, I don't have time to be making conversations with everybody all day.
Forking around with that fork. I got to edit this shit.
This fork is just clinking everywhere. Anyways, so he got me I guess he got me a dog bed. I don't know. But then here's the weird part. So I set up the Ring camera. It gets everyone. I look at there's about 10 videos through the night. I'm looking at every single one. None of them. It didn't catch him. And I'm like, how is this even remotely possible?
He was in the military. He crawled.
No, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Because there's no way it catches everyone. Like, even if I run, even if I'm really fast, like, it's really good. It's really fast. It's so fast that immediately as I open my door, I immediately get a notification on my phone. Hey, there's someone at your door.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a vampire.
But then after that, I got the ick. The ick.
What's the ick?
That's when you like somebody and then they do something and you're like, ooh. That gave me the ick because I was like, I know you avoided that camera on purpose. Why? I don't know. And I'm a man's man.
Did you ask him if?
Oh, absolutely not. This is 2023. Okay.
No, I mean, did you ask him if the dog bed was?
Absolutely not.
No need for direct conversation this year.
No, there's no direct conversation this year. Okay. This year is about me and my new S Corp. Okay. Absolutely. This is a focused year.
S Corp.
I am not messaging anybody about no dog bed, but
You should change your handle to S Corp. S Corp over here.
it's almost like escort.
Yeah, I'm an S Corp service.
Yeah, so that gave me the ick. And, you know, I was saying I'm a man's man. Like, I walk up right to the door and I make sure everyone sees. I don't do this sneaky shit. What the fuck? I'm like,
you know what's really fun about those doorbells?
What?
Is you can be somewhere else altogether and talk to the person that's at your front
so
door.
I actually go over.
Long distance.
I went over to Lily's house because the guys are working on it, and I had left my bottle of water over there. And I'm inside, and I'm hearing like this voice, and she's just carrying on a conversation. Yeah, like,
why are you at my spot?
Well, I don't know.
What are you doing in my house?
Yeah, and I finally come out, and I'm like, where is this voice coming from? Anyway,
I'm gonna start talking to the hallway. Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah. Well, I wasn't expecting. I didn't know Lily monitored her.
Wait, so you were talking
doorbell.
through your phone or something?
Yeah.
Her doorbell through the
Yeah.
doorbell.
I
That's
think
hilarious.
I was in Scottsdale, and he was at my spot in Mesa.
So we're carrying on a conversation. She goes, I really need to get off this thing. Bye.
Talking through
I
my
was
doorbell.
getting ready to go to dinner.
Okay. Thanks for checking in.
Who's got monogamy switches going here?
Probably just me. Well, she's got celibacy switch.
That's Yeah.
I've got monogamy switch.
We haven't had the discussion.
Oh,
but, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Self-monogamy. That's you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, that's Kimmy.
She won't even cheat on herself.
I will say, I got somewhat slightly tempted
Okay.
to, what would you say?
Well, it's
Blow a fuse.
because the price kept going up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there at one point there gets to be a price where you're like, know.
Yes.
Yeah, the jackrabbit has been in town.
It's a
from
morality
Canada,
to money ratio, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
and he keeps pestering me and pestering me.
Let's all go in. We'll add in on his. We'll just like on Shark Tank. I'll go in with him.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I was like,
No, don't be tempted.
I was sort of slightly tempted because it would have been just a lot and not a lot of trouble. But then I was like, you know what? The very next day, my fiance gave me that money to put on my mortgage. And I'm like, I cannot.
You would have felt so guilty.
I cannot betray this man.
No.
He is way too good to me.
It was
I agree.
a test for the universe.
It was.
Yeah.
And I passed.
You passed.
I almost didn't, though.
Yeah.
Because it was so tempting.
if he would have made it a little more convenient for you,
It was
he just didn't want to.
a tempting amount, I will say that.
Oh, it wasn't like barbecue or any kind of meat products.
Nope.
Dogs. Externalities.
What?
Everything around money.
Yeah, it was some cold hard cash.
Good for you, though.
And a lot of it.
It's a good woman.
Well, and that's the thing, though. You've kind of stopped that part of your life, and so the cash is dried up.
Direct.
I mean,
Yeah.
I do have an American Express card
yeah.
that he gave me, and then every day he asks me if I need money or if I need a little pocket change.
Yes.
And sometimes I say yes, and sometimes I say no.
Every day, yes. I need an Xbox.
Sure you do.
What the hell would I do with an Xbox?
You'd sell it to me.
Okay.
Then you make some money. See,
Yeah,
that's what
see?
Andrew Tate would want. That's what he would say.
That's what I say.
That's how you make. You got to be the
to buy
middleman.
an Xbox.
That
and
you got
sell
to be
it to
the.
Kevin?
You got to be the middleman. Okay. You can't just. You're in the situation. You know. There. He's giving you his card. You're like, oh, my expenses here and there. But where are you really making the money?
I like
You're
this
not.
23 Kimmy here.
2023.
It's an interesting year for her.
This is great.
She's coming out of the gate really.
Yeah,
really strong.
it'll be interesting to wrap this up at the end of the year. And
Well,
see
you
how
know
this
what's
goes.
interesting?
Yeah.
When I was at the bank today, the teller was like, "How old are you?"
Depositing or what's wrong?
No, I started my S corp. Remember,
Yes.
my new nickname's S corp. So I come into the bank and we're setting up this account, and she's looking at my account and she's like, "How old are you?" And asking me how much I make and all that because you got to put all this information in. And I'm like, "I'm 21," and she goes, "You opened up 2 businesses this year, and one of them's really profitable." And she's like, "This is awesome." I'm like, "Thanks." That felt good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't that a little overstepping on the bank's part?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want them scrutinizing my bank accounts that
Yeah, you know
closely.
what? You're right. I need to go back there and yell at that bitch.
I mean,
Fuck that bitch. I'm just kidding.
Don't
No.
you ever compliment my profitability
Yeah.
ever
Put on some
again.
You
homeless
fucking-
clothes.
it's like, thanks,
S-corp?
but can you mind your own business?
Yeah.
Do you know who I am? I'm S Corp.
S-corp doesn't need that kind of shit.
And you know what the awesomest part was? They ask you so much information when you're setting up this whole thing, right? And I literally registered this on the 29th in December. Okay. I got my EIN number yesterday. Today I'm at the bank setting it up. Got my credit card today, everything, right? Really efficient. And she goes, "Oh, it's asking for a website." And she's like, "You don't need to." And I'm like, "Oh, I have a website already. Here, this is what it is."
ONLY.
No, not that website. Although that is I'm loud and proud, baby. That website has done more for me than fucking the cartel has done for Mexico.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh God. So I
I'm done
messaged
with
you. I messaged you last night. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And you said, "I'm in Fountain Hills. Were you doing anything
How did you whisper the message like
fun
that?
and exciting?" I messaged her.
How's it going? What are you up to?
Oh, I was with Fountain Hills.
Oh,
Not at Fountain Hills, with Fountain Hills.
what were you doing?
He brought over, it doesn't even matter, this
More
steakhouse.
arts and crafts.
No, he brought over some food because I just went to the gym and then we had food and we talked about Andrew Tate, of course.
Oh my.
And
he a
commercial
fan?
real estate. He is a fan, and he was really shocked that I was a fan too.
All right.
Yeah.
I was at your house yesterday, and you had been bragging last episode about these expensive picture frames, and you never showed me.
Oh, they came.
Why? I should have.
Look at it. Let me show you.
See?
Yeah, but I mean, is this the time and place?
Yeah, this is great material.
Yeah,
I
they love
mean-
it. Yeah.
This is great
I'm just
material.
having regrets that I was there at your pad and I didn't see the.
Look at these picture frames.
Oh yeah,
They're beautiful.
gold.
So
Very nice.
if you don't know,
So-
I made this art.
Marcus, I need
With
to show you some
spackle.
tits.
I
So
made this art
So just to explain to our
with spackle.
audience
Oh,
what
nice.
we're looking at,
Looks like the Rosetta Stone.
looks like about maybe a 20 by 24 photo, or I mean a canvas that you put spackle on, right?
First of all,
Yeah.
actually, it is 20, but no, it's larger.
Okay.
Never underestimate the size of my picture frame.
36 by 40. Anyway, and then she's got a gold frame around it, which cost a fortune, right?
Like $300 for 3 of them.
Oh,
Damn.
Not bad.
Okay.
But you know what? I got quoted for $1,000 for them
yeah.
at a local frame shop.
Oh, that's what I was remembering.
So
you
if-
tell me, yeah.
So next time anyone says shop local, tell them to stick it up their ass.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Dude, anything with frames, like eyeglass frames, picture frames, that's the industry to be in. There used to be a frame store right by here. You just take like a poster you got for $9 and you want it framed and they're like $200. Like it's far more than the
Yeah.
art itself.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be in that business.
I went to the eye doctor. Speaking of some,
Yeah.
eyeglass frames, I know it's like, it's ridiculous, the
Yeah.
price of eyeglasses.
Any of those frames.
Well, the problem is, it's ridiculous because you can go over to Costco or one of
Yeah.
these warehouse things and get it for a third of the price.
Yeah.
So that's how much you're getting ripped off.
Totally.
Speaking of getting ripped off, have you guys ever had a dental implant?
No.
So it's unbelievable. So I lost a tooth in the back because, I'm getting old and I don't know, something happened. But anyway, so they pulled the tooth. That was $400 or $500. Then they do a bone graft. I know this is exciting material, but if somebody can recommend a cheaper version, I just hate overpaying for this stuff. So anyway, then they put the this little metal stud in my jaw and let it heal. So then I go to the dentist and I go, okay, so we've got to put this little piece on there and then the crown on top. And you want us to get you the price? I'm like, sure. And I'm thinking, what are you thinking for like a little metal piece that goes on the post
$100
and the crown?
A couple $100.
Maybe $1,000, $1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah, $3,200.
Come on.
Yeah,
That's outrageous.
absolutely.
Oh,
insane.
you know what? Well, have you done it?
No, and the
I have a dentist for you.
Okay, but the implant cost me over $3,000, and I'm like, this fucking thing is going to cost me $6,000.
Do you not have insurance?
No.
Yeah, I have Obamacare.
Motherfucker, Obama.
Yeah,
What'd you pay for your implants?
but they don't cover implants.
Fuck you, bro.
Yeah. So anyway,
I mean, easily
You have a
12,000.
dentist friend?
I do have a dentist friend. I actually went to him yesterday and I got Invisalign.
oh, you did?
I have
Yeah.
a solution for
Okay,
you.
I'll have to get a referral.
You found that cosmetic surgeon that's also a sugar daddy.
Yeah.
You need to call out to all dental
Sugar
sugar
daddies.
daddies. So
Oh,
you can
that's right.
That's what I'm saying.
get friends and family.
Hey, you know who's somebody else that I'm looking for?
What's that?
You know, I got kicked off Seeking.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
that's
I am just about ready to start our own. I'm looking at some other sugar daddy websites,
Yeah.
and they just they're
See,
not
here's
that
the
good.
problem with Seeking, and let me explain it to you real quick because I actually just came across somebody who works for Seeking really high up. He's a consultant for them, and he's actually the person who got them to drop their arrangements
Okay.
from Seeking arrangements. The reason why is because it became so close to escorting, and by close, I mean it literally was just an escort site. And when I say that, I don't mean to offend anybody. It's just look up what the definition of escorting is. It's getting paid for your time, and people are getting paid for far more than just their time. Like,
We got it.
yeah,
horrible
And
time.
for a horrible.
Like what? Like what? Like $1,000 blowjobs and whatnot?
Yes, like that, right?
Just check.
Speaking of ripoffs,
But
go on.
okay, that's not a ripoff. Okay, if anything, I feel people should be
It's
getting
a
paid
third
way
of a
more.
dental implant.
Who gives a goddamn rat's ass, man? But either way, right? That's just what it is. And then there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like being like a legal drug dealer and having a marijuana shop, right? It's just whatever. 5 years ago, that would have been illegal. You would have been in jail.
Right.
Anyways.
Hold on,
So-
I've been going through the prior podcasts, and I've noticed you've been doing more analogies. Like she's ripping off more analogies now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and then you start riffing, like you just did there.
I should be a professor. I would be the most fun professor ever because
Totally.
no one would ever learn
Kevin
anything.
just likes to entertain the thought that he's had some influence on you.
That's what I'm
you
trying
would like to
I'm
believe.
trying to subtly put that in her
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
I want her to wake up in 2 days from now and be like, wait.
Right. Okay. So anyway,
So then what happened
I don't even remember what the fuck we were talking
well,
about.
you're talking about this guy
After that.
who was
after that?
Oh, yeah. So the issue with Seeking was that it was going to be taken off. Like, it could have gone. I just need to slow down. I need some fucking marijuana. It could have gotten banned.
Mm-hmm.
It could have had legal issues. It was already nearing that. And I think that it's possible that they had some lawsuits or something.
I mean, I could see that
and
they're.
so now it's not a you problem, it's a legal issue. And I'm sure that they would love to accept any type of PPM anything. But the thing is that PPM is actually escorting or in some cases prostituting. And so they can't do that
Well,
anymore.
here's how I got kicked off. I've had an account on there for 6.5 years, paying member. I just paid 3 months in advance in last month.
That's so annoying.
I know. And this girl, I did a vibe, and they have the new vibe feature. And every time I do a vibe, I get a lot of comments. And I had my headphones on and my microphone, and I just talked about. I said, "Hey, I love these vibes. We actually talked about them on my podcast, and do they actually work? Check it out, and we'll tell you if they do or not." Which I believe they do.
Yeah,
and that's what we talked about on the podcast. Well, this girl from California made some snide comment, and then I was like, "Well, what's so what's funny about that or whatever?" And she's like, made some comment, and then I requested her photos. And she got like hood with me.
Oh, yeah.
And then I blocked her. Oh, she says, "I know the owner of Seeking." She insinuated that I worked for Seeking. I go, "No, I don't work for Seeking." She goes, "I know that. I know the owner of Seeking." I'm like, "Okay." Then I requested her photos, and she's like, "Why? I'm not. So you can expose me on your podcast?" So I blocked her.
Yeah.
30 minutes later, banned.
Lifetime.
Are you fucking serious?
She must have known the owner of Seeking.
Well, you know what? I actually think I actually know the owner of Seeking too through somebody else.
Get him reinstated.
Well, and that's the thing.
I can't because I burnt my bridge with the
you did?
with the guy who would have been the bridge.
Damn.
Well, so
He wanted me to work for him because his best friend owns a large OnlyFans agency, and so I was working with them for about a month, and it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
So then I left. So then one time he invited me to a party in LA. I literally made plans to go to LA for that particular party. And he invited me via text. Him personally, on his personal phone number, invited me. And then 2 days before the party, he was like, "Oh, whoops, it's only for like people who are like working with us." I'm like, "Are you fucking serious right now?" How? I'm like, but I didn't say anything. I was like, "No, it's no problem." But I think I wasn't even planning on, I don't even remember, but.
Oh, there we go.
So anyway, the reason for the ban was business promotion.
Yeah. But lifetime, no.
And I'm like, I ran back, I go, I make zero money off this. I'm not asking anybody to sign up or send me money. We're trying to help people get more out of your site and how to avoid all the scammers and the fake profiles.
Right.
They're like, "Well, we're not going to, they said, we won't respond to anything else. You're permanently banned." So I write them a couple things, and of course they don't answer. And then I went ahead and disputed my charge because I'm like, I just paid 3 months. And they write me back. And they go, "Well, since you disputed your charge, we can't do anything." I'm like, "You weren't going to give me my money back anyway." But here's the crazy thing is, I went right on my phone, signed up for a new account.
Yeah, it worked.
And it worked. It went right through, no problem. So that's a big scam on their part. They say you're banned, but it was like so easy to get right back on. That's how all the scammers keep coming back over and over and over that we try to help people warn them about. The problem is I had a lot of people who had responded to me, who had given me their phone numbers. Yeah. I had people that wanted to be on the podcast and talk about their stories, and I lost all those. I have no access to those anymore. So I'm kind of like, anyway.
That's a bummer.
Does anybody feel like when we've got our monogamy switches on and our celibacy switches on, we talk about much more boring topics?
I don't
We've been
see
talking
there's
about-
nothing boring about what we've been talking about.
I was going to say,
This is all good, but
implants and
I guess it's true
implants,
though.
right.
Wait, are we all monogamous?
No,
well, I have been, but
by choice.
we haven't made the official talk or anything.
They didn't.
You're monogamous.
They didn't flip the switch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
you
actually,
could, you could be monogamous without having a. But you just,
Can we make a group vote real quick? Should I be monogamous or should I be celibate for the rest of this year?
All of 2023?
Yeah.
That's like saying, should I take this Picasso painting and put it in a crate and just leave it alone so no one can see it?
Oh, whatever.
No, the world needs art.
Are you
You
serious
can't
right now?
No, come on. You foolish. It's ridiculous.
They can fucking walk past my painting and on to the next, okay? There's a whole goddamn museum of them.
Just put that glass. But just put the glass over it.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
Well, I there was someone on Seeking who clearly hated me,
yeah.
and every time my account then got banned. So then I started a new account, banned. Then I opened a new account. I never even posted or I never did a thing but put one picture up, banned.
Really?
So they're just waiting for me to show up, and then they say I did something wrong.
I think they have some kind of photo recognition.
Well, I used a new
software,
photo,
yeah.
but here's what's funny. So then I I push the search button and see who's on there. All these new people that had blocked me
Oh, funny.
in the past showed up. The cat lady who had, for some reason, who I met one time, and I don't know, she's just absolutely drop dead gorgeous, beautiful girl, but she's got the worst attitude of anybody I've ever met in my entire life. Anyway, of course, she blocked me, and all of a sudden she shows up again.
That's funny.
But she doesn't know it's me, so I'm thinking about
Okay, you got to.
like setting up a meet and greet. You know, hey, you remember
Sting
me?
operation.
Listen, I don't know if I told you this, that my buddy Sean and I, we set up an account a long time ago. It was just called Movie Man. And Movie Man was a complete asshole to everybody. And so they would talk to the girls, and then they would say, oh, this and this and that. And Movie Man would just shit all over them. And then we'd go introduce ourselves.
you're
to
really
them
a classy man, aren't you?
after. So they're like broken down already. Where they're like, oh, this PPM amount or whatever. We've already had that discussion up front about how this is ridiculous with Movie Man.
Yeah.
Movie Man's from LA, and he'll say, what are you talking about? Look at this girl from LA. She's, her PPM is this amount. And then she's, of course, some kind of model, whatever. Nothing was real. But it was just to tenderize them a little bit in the beginning so that when you show up, you don't have to go re-educate them on that.
I think we need to make an account for Pamela Anderson, and we need to tell these sugar daddies they're broke as a motherfucker.
See, now we are revealing secrets
That's
of
right.
a sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I just
you
want to
have far too much
desensitize you.
time on your hands. And
Do you need a job?
No, now I'm really busy. I'm like you, 2023, really busy. I'm a LLC man.
Oh, okay.
So if there are any other sugar daddy, sugar baby websites that are worth a fuck,
Well,
let us know.
here's what I've
Or
heard.
any programmers that want to build one,
Okay.
we could go in
So
partners on that.
I would be willing to do that, certainly. My workload is big. But the word on the wire, from the ladies is they're all migrating off of Seeking and moving towards another website,
Which
Called?
is what?
Secret Benefits.
Oh, you know what?
Shut
That one has
up.
that one has been getting more airtime.
Here, I'm going to tell my friend.
So you can promote that site.
Yeah.
But it seems to be...
I think I started making an account on there, and then I never followed through.
yeah.
Because I sometimes get emails from there. But I don't think I ever set up my account. If I did, I've never got on it.
What are the caliber of ladies that are telling you they're getting on the site? Young, are they the...
No, they're
Like what? Because I'm trying to think about what...
mid-30s, older. you
Okay,
know.
mid-30s is pretty young.
I mean, for you, I'm just saying comparatively.
Okay.
But they're also tired of the common theme is, I'm tired of this mentorship discussion. And
Are you serious?
yeah, cheap guys who don't, they're there for like, here's how you would date a successful guy that's Seeking. And they're a little more DTB, as you young kids would say, down to business.
Well, remember
It's not the DTF anymore. It's DTB.
No, it's 2023
Remember
with
my-
S Corp here. She's DTB.
Yeah.
Remember my restaurateur,
Yeah.
$2.5 million guy? He used to like Millionaire Match.
He should have 2.5 accounts on there, though.
Yeah, he did. He had 2.5 accounts on Millionaire Match. He said he had quite a bit of success meeting high caliber,
Millionaire
age
women?
appropriate ish women.
You know what's interesting about you saying that? I have somebody who does deals for me. He basically like companies will reach out to him, and then he has girls or people who just have large social media followings that he's in contact with, and like he'll give me brand deals, like send me perfumes and like stuff, and then I just make a video. And you know who wanted me? Millionaire Match.
Really?
Yeah.
To be in
To
their
promote
advertising? To promote
them
site?
on my social media, which I responded 2 weeks later because I have 2 phones and sometimes one goes missing. And so I lost the opportunity. But regardless, I love that they reached out. I was like, this is cool.
So Lilly has some interesting people showing back up in her life.
Oh gosh, the airline pilot strikes again.
No.
You've gone out with this guy twice, maybe?
Yeah, I've gone out with him
He
twice.
is so
he ghosted
heartbroken.
me for like 2 months, and then showed up out of the woodwork. Well, I was dating someone, so then we didn't talk for a long time. He messaged me Happy New Year. I said Happy New Year, and it's like, how are things? I said,
hold on.
things are crazy.
What time did he text you Happy New Year?
I could check.
2 in the afternoon or 8:30 at night?
It was actually a couple days after New Year's.
Okay.
Well, that's not the important part of the story.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it really
I was
isn't.
just wondering what his intentions were.
Oh, God.
And so I sent him a picture of my ring, and he's like, oh, wow, congratulations. And I said, yeah. And he's like, you're engaged? And I go, I think so.
Virtually.
Sort of.
He bought me a ring.
I mean, he only put down $20,000, on my house, and there's a Porsche and
$10,000 ring.
$10,000 ring,
Yeah.
and life's long amount of gifts for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't even make any sense, but half the shit I say doesn't even make sense. And let me tell you something, I'm about to have a goddamn heart attack. I got this shot yesterday.
Back to the Kimmy show.
I got this weight loss shot yesterday. Like, aside from what the shot that me and you
I
get.
did too. Oh, another one.
A different one. And it's supposed to it's all these vitamins, and it supposedly
I know.
keeps you up at night. Like, it's like you don't eat, you get well, apparently I am eating, but it suppresses your appetite, just makes you go a little cuckoo, right? And I'm telling you, I've been wired as fuck. I was already wired. Now I'm wired as fuck, and I'm about to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
I can't deal with it, man.
All right. Well, we don't have much longer, but I do want to hear the rest of
I do want to jump in one second,
Oh.
though. You look good, Marcus, by the way. Last time I was here, you had your water bottle.
Yeah.
And then I can tell you've been you're looking fit.
I'm officially down 21 pounds in 60
Looking
days.
good.
That's awesome. Yeah, you look good.
Looking
Thank you, thank you.
svelte.
The first 21.
Yeah.
It's a TV
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
All right.
I don't know where I was. Just basically, he was like,
He was heartbroken.
well,
and
he goes,
looked at your ring.
is this the same guy that you were dating last time I reached out to you? And I was like, nope, new guy. It's our 2-month anniversary. And yeah, I've already got a ring and all kinds of amazing things transpiring. He was like really upset. He's like, if I would have known you would have been broken up, I would have shot my shot.
Tell him to
Oh.
fuck off.
Yeah, he sent me this big, long message about how
See, this is the Andrew Tate getting to me.
how sad he was that he didn't have another opportunity with me, and that we always had fun and chemistry. I'm like,
You went out with him
you
twice.
motherfucker, what
know
are
what?
you talking about?
Top G would tell him to man the fuck up.
Yeah. She sent me a copy of the voicemail that he left her, and he's such just a pussy. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even know how
See,
else
that's
to-
exactly what I'm saying.
I don't even know how else to put it. Just a
He was just like sucking up to me,
Yeah.
flattering me, acting like we were long lost loves.
it was
Oh,
really
well,
strange listening to it.
when did this happen?
Tell him to go flatter his Bugatti.
Listen to you.
Do you get it? You would only know if you're an Andrew Tate fan. Because Andrew Tate said, "What color is your Bugatti?" Because he was arguing with somebody and he has a Bugatti. And so, like,
I don't even know what a
oh,
Bugatti
or
is.
I don't even.
He was
Is it?
arguing
What?
with
You
that
don't- are you serious?
Greta.
Car?
Thornburg.
Yeah,
whatever.
the drummer from Metallica.
Yeah, it's
I thought it was
like a $1 or $2 million car.
I thought it was like a handbag.
We got a couple
No.
million
A
bucks.
Balenciaga.
No, you're thinking of a
like
Birkin.
a Birkin. Yeah.
What's
Oh God, it's like
High-end.
a Louis Vuitton. It's like another brand.
So do they have handbags?
Yeah.
Of course.
But
Pocketbooks?
they're a
You
little
want
bit
some.
controversial right now.
Yeah,
Why?
they're raping kids.
Because
Oh,
they
God.
had kids in a BDSM type of an
at that.
atmosphere in a commercial, in an ad.
I'm gonna get
Damn.
canceled, bro.
Allegedly.
Devin.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That was not true, just so you know.
So anyway, Kevin, what you been up to?
Just, not raping kids, so
Yeah.
that's a good positive thing.
So you went on the trip with the girl for
Yeah,
5
and I went
days to
I went
Nashville.
to see Louis C.K. live.
Oh,
was
you
it
did?
smooth
Yeah.
sailing in
So-
Nashville?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Everything was wonderful?
It's great.
Good.
I took a lesson from you last time I saw you. You mentioned something on Ticketmaster where you got like a really good deal because someone made a mistake.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. So I was like, okay, so I was on Ticketmaster, and Louis C.K. was like, every time his tickets become available, like L.A. or San Francisco, immediately it was $1,500 a ticket, like front row. So then I see this weird thing that says something about Nashville, Tennessee, but it's not listed normally.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to the Grand Ole Opry, and you go direct to their site, it's $50, third row.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, well, it's cheaper to fly out to Nashville, spend the week there.
There you go.
Okay. Time for Kimmy to get fired
Why
up
are you
again.
doing a puppet show over here to my right?
And Kimmy, you have more to say?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Go ahead.
Have you ever heard of the Geneva Convention?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, what's that?
You have?
It's a trade show, isn't it?
Aren't they having that in Vegas this time of year?
It's a
trade show in
donkey show.
Oh boy.
Anyway, so the Geneva Convention. So the reason people are against abortion, it's not because
Random thoughts by Kimmy.
it's not because anyone's Christian or holy, okay? We're the Wild West. Okay, we have westernized Christianity. We don't fuck with none of that abortion rights shit, okay? The facts are that we want a gap between the wealthy and the poor people, right? We want a larger gap. We want to get rid of the middle class. Well, not we. Well,
Depends on what side.
I'm manifesting that it will be we because I hope that I'm at the Geneva Convention one day, you know?
Okay.
Anyways, so...
This needs its own podcast.
You know, I was thinking about that because I go on these crazy tangents, but...
Geopolitical thoughts by Kimmy.
So the reason why, like, they're saying that they want to ban abortion is because they want the people who won't have access to abortion or like going out of the state and all that, which is like lower class, right? They want them to have more kids and, you know, increase because like the people who have the most abortions are like black people, I guess, right?
Well, it's the economically poor.
You said it, not me.
No, I'm just saying in a whole. That includes a lot of people, but yeah.
His statement was much less controversial than yours.
I like how she said that, but you said it, not me. Because she said it.
Gosh.
No, I
I'm
mean,
not saying shit.
Wait, can we beep that out? I don't want to get canceled.
yeah, and why are we talking about this?
Because the listeners got to know about the Geneva Convention, bro. It's a fucking donkey show up there.
That's funny.
So Kevin, you're 5 days in Nashville.
Yeah. You see, I was on a trade show that there was there to rape children. And I was like,
Oh, my God.
I had to ban it. I
Hey,
was
you gotta
standing
say
out front.
alleged, okay? They're
No,
out here
no.
fucking canceling people over this.
Listen,
You
the
can't cancel
directions
us.
that this what a gem you have here.
Yeah.
You're unique.
All right, so where's it going to go with this sugar baby, Kevin?
Well, I don't have any loyalty to one person.
No.
I roll them on through.
But did you enjoy her?
Yeah, great time.
Yeah, you
but
guys got along?
we have a past. Like you're more I'm more risk adverse. You'll take the risk of traveling with someone that you don't really know. Whereas to me, it's a nightmare if I'm like, I know in the first 10 minutes, I'm like, this is going to be horrible.
Well,
So this one I knew.
granted, my risks were Vegas. So
yeah, that's a good point.
it wasn't Nashville or
Yeah.
Hawaii, which I actually am going to Hawaii next week for the first time ever.
Oh man,
With-
really?
Yeah, with my sugar baby. She had some airline credit, and
Yeah.
she has to use it. So I'm like, let's go. I've
That's
never
funny.
been.
That's where Sean is right now. Not in Hawaii, but his sort of someone in his life has airline credits, and now he's in Iceland.
Really?
Yeah.
You know why she has airline credits?
No.
Some guy bought her a flight, and she ended up canceling it.
Okay, that's probably what happened too with
Yeah,
her.
it didn't work out.
I
That's
have
funny.
some airline credit too, but I don't
I
know.
do too.
I better find out when it expires. Yeah, my former sugar daddy was flying me to.
The pilot.
No. This guy was a cancer surgeon. He was flying me kind of back east, and he got COVID.
Oh.
Yes.
You know what? That reminded me too about this time last year. Matter of fact, I was dating a girl that was on our podcast. Like she was like episode 8 or something, like really early on, right? First time I met her was here at the podcast,
Yeah, okay.
and she was a doll. Anyway, we dated for a while, and I was going to fly her to Texas with me. And some of her family members got COVID, so she had a credit. She just got back from Hawaii and got engaged.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're friends on Facebook, and all of a sudden I see that she's engaged, and she got engaged in Hawaii. And I'm wondering, did she use my credit?
Oh, she might have.
My
She
airline
totally did,
credit?
100%. That's funny.
I hope she did. I mean,
But do
I
you
hope it
ever have
didn't go
these
for a
moments where
waste.
you see a former sugar baby who's kind of moved on in their life and then they're in a relationship and you kind of think, man, that guy probably doesn't know. Like they're in a real...
You know what? Speaking of that, so there's a girl I met very early on the site, and she was beautiful. She was a sports reporter for another language station.
Gotcha.
Let's just put it that way. And her dream was to be on the big other language station here in the South. She finally got on there, and now she works for that huge company.
Yeah.
And she just posted a ring on her finger like last week. And I've been following her for a while but here's the problem why I never even pursued her. Because we went out, had a nice meet and greet. Everything was great. All she wanted to do was talk about herself, which was fine.
Yeah.
Never asked me one question, didn't even give a flying. Maybe she did. Maybe she was nervous, but she never asked me one single question. She knew nothing about me.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Which, okay,
A little
but
back and forth.
I'm just kind of like, I just wasn't feeling it. She gave me her number and everything, and I just never, ever followed up. And if you saw her, you'd be going, what were you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you follow up with this? I mean, she's beautiful
Yeah.
on TV and everything, but just wasn't feeling it.
I just think it's weird when you see a girl and she's got a normal, quote unquote, normal life and moving along. And I think, oh, that guy in the photo doesn't have any idea.
Yeah, so that made me think. I wonder where she met him. I'm sure it was organically, maybe at the station or something.
Yeah.
But I wonder if he has any idea.
That's why it's a secret.
Yeah.
Well, I would never want my guy knowing about this podcast. I would never want him listening to this.
I tell everybody.
I met him on Seeking,
Mm-hmm.
but I would never want him to hear all this.
Well, that's because you guys, you would have to
nonsense.
stop talking about him.
Well,
No, but it's also like the stuff in the past. Like it's
Yeah.
just some things you just don't have to talk about. And another thing is, I love that you guys don't look through each other's phones. I that's an assumption.
Why do you love that?
Because I don't think that should be real. Like
Ooh.
my
If we-
generation,
If
for
we're in a
whatever.
relationship and I say, you can look through my phones, no problem. And then you say,
See, I was like, because my ex pulled that shit on me. This is what he said, right? We were dating for about a week and a half. He's like, here's a passcode to my phone. You can look through it whenever you want, right? And so then I was like, okay, you can look through my phone whenever you want. And so I would go and I went and took a shower, and he'd look through my phone and then found shit. And I was like, what? You weren't supposed to do that.
yeah.
And then I got upset. I was like, why did you do like? And then I wanted to look through his phone. Then I looked through his phone. Then I found out he had another kid that he didn't tell me about.
Yeah. See, I've looked through a girlfriend's phone, and it was not good.
It's never good. You never want to look through anyone's phone. That's
because you don't know the context behind a lot of stuff. Like, they may be entertaining. Somebody's texting them, and they're just like on the toilet sexting them just for entertainment purposes, but they don't have feelings for that person.
Right.
But you don't know that.
Yeah, but it's like,
When you look
like
Well,
that,
if you want to find out, my recommendation is you just go right to the diary. So if you read the diary, it'll
skip the
explain
phone,
everything
go
on
right
the
to the
phone.
diary.
Yeah, because this context is all there.
No, I don't believe in looking through each other's phones. That's unnecessary drama. If you're in a relationship for drama, then like put on some fucking, reality TV. Like this, it's supposed to be you and that person against issues, and you're not supposed to go searching for them. And that's just how my belief system. I think that the whole looking through each other's
I have
phones
no desire to go through phones anymore.
No. Also, don't you want to have a nice picture of your partner in your mind?
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, don't ruin that.
I think
You know what I've noticed is my guys that reach out to me and I tell them, oh, sorry, I'm now in a committed relationship. That is just fuel for the fire.
Oh, yeah, it's game on.
They want to be persistent.
Well,
They
when
want
you're
to be
available, they weren't knocking on the door as much. Now that you're taken.
No, now that they...
Exactly.
They
And since
think
I've been...
off limits, oh my goodness.
Same with the celibate thing.
Persistent.
So you should just tell him. Well, in your case, Lily, I have thought I'm gonna push this further just to bust her chops.
I'm done.
But that was like, no, leave it alone. But what you should do is always tell them, no, I'm in a committed relationship, and then they start up in the ante.
Are you kidding me? This whole celibate thing?
Reverse psychology.
It's a turn on, right?
Yeah, one of
They're
my
like,
old
"Ooh,
guys,
I
he was
like
like,
it."
well, I really like you and I still want to see you. I'm like, okay, we hang out as friends. And then the first time we hung out as friends, he's like, can you just be my girlfriend? Like, will that? And I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? Absolutely not.
No.
But you know what? Any other girl would love to be, because
Well, you want what you can have.
he's
right?
fuck you rich.
All right. Well, I want this podcast to go on forever, but
Yeah.
we can't have it.
I
We
love
got
this.
I
It's
don't.
such a good time. Like I said, it's the best time of the week.
Oh yeah. Well, we appreciate everybody listening for the last year and a half. We are now over 10,000 downloads every
real?
single month. Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
been good. And I was just going to give a shout out to one of our guests, and I was a guest on her program, Dr. Sexberry. Just hit #1 in the entire USA in sexuality division.
Wow.
So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's fantastic. She's
You
been
go,
on our
girl.
show, and we want to have her back because she's just rocking it.
Yeah.
One day I'd like to be as successful as her.
Yeah.
So anyway, I appreciate everybody listening and helping drive those charts up. And we'd always love to hear your crazy sugar dating stories, questions, or comments on our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com. And please follow us on Instagram. Get our social media going up, and up so we can get the word out about, extra sugar and new episodes and all that good stuff. So go follow us on Instagram at Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. All right, until next episode. Thank you, Kevin, Lily,
Thank you.
Kimmy.
Adios.
Adios.
Until next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.